Well, all the cool kids are doing it, so we thought we'd do it too. This is our goals for 2017 for Teal House Farm. Okay. This is our video. We wrote down a short little list of things that we... What's so funny? We wrote down a short list of things that we would like to try and accomplish, and I think that this list is pretty doable.
Pretty doable.
Yeah. All right, you go first.
All right, so as far as the house goes, there's a couple purchases and changes that we would like to make inside. The most important being we're going to finally finish the bathroom. And we're going to rip out and really redo from the studs the mudroom because it's basically falling off the side of the house. And then we'd like to purchase our wood cook stove, which will go where this one is, and move this stove into another room in the house so that the whole house will be able to be warm in the winter, not just the right side of the house. And we're also going to purchase a Berkey water filter so that we aren't having to haul drinking water from town.
We took a time out to try and work on our lighting. I don't think it really worked that much, but anyway. So with the manual hand pump, like Laura was saying...
I didn't say that.
Oh. Well, that's another thing we want to buy is a manual hand pump for our well. And if we eventually go off grid, we can use it to hand pump. But in the meantime, if we don't go off grid and we lose power for any extended period of time, we have a way to get water. Initially, we would probably just pump it manually. But in the future, we would look to... trying to buy a solar system for the well pump so that you just, turn it on and away you go. The wood cook stove, that's another off-grid purchase. That way we just have to heat with the wood where you don't have to be hooked up for propane or hooked up for electric. And then the Berkey water filter, our well it needs some help. And so the Berkey water filter, we feel like that's a safe way to drink water for the family. Okay, this spring is going to be ridiculous. And I'm starting to kind of put a plan together of what we want to do, what we both are. We would like to raise chickens, ducks, and rabbits, I think, to start out. Chickens, we'd probably do egg layers and then maybe one or two smaller batches of the meat birds, the Cornish cross, do a few of those and see what happens. Obviously, we have to build some shelters or pens for all these animals. And this is the part where I feel like there are 300 options, and I do not know exactly what we want to do yet. I was talking to Laura. We're kind of getting close to figuring out a plan. So you're just going to have to stay tuned for that. But we're kind of trying to work on that. And then our garden, I'll let you
So for the garden, we're going to add one raised bed. Our idea is that we're going to add a raised bed every year so that by the time we're 50 and can't bend over and pull weeds as well, all of our gardening will be a little bit off the ground and make it a lot easier. So we want to add one raised bed out just right outside the kitchen door this year where we'll grow our our spinaches and things like that for salad. And then we are going to focus our big garden on foods that are easily preserved through the winter. So a lot of root vegetables or other vegetables that are easy to can so that we can help build up a stock for the winter.
Yeah, we didn't really write this down, but a goal will be, another goal that we've kind of talked about that in the past that we've talked about is really trying to have a garden that we can eat off of all through spring and summer, and then you've got enough put away that you can really eat off a lot of that during the winter as well. We're really going to try and do more canning and preserving. Laura's got a pretty good handle on a lot of that. We haven't tried, one thing we haven't tried to can or preserve yet is meat. We don't have
No, I don't have a pressure canner, so we haven't been able to try that. But maybe that could be on our maybe we'll buy list.
Yeah, that might be on a wish list. That's about it. I feel like it's pretty doable. There are other things on the farm, obviously, that need to be done. The house, I could spend 5 years on this house trying to fix it up. So there's always going to be some little projects here and there to do. Another project that we might have to add to this list is trying to fix the fencing. The farm is already fenced. It's just dilapidated and falling down. It's a mixture of barbed wire and kind of woven wire. And there, in some spots, it's in really good condition, and we wouldn't have to do much at all. And then in other spots, it's just a complete mess, and it needs a lot of help. But with just the chickens, the ducks, and the rabbits, that's not something that needs to be done right now. But in the future, if we want to get goats or sheep or cows or pigs or whatever, that'll be a nice extra barrier to go along with the electric fence that we would try and use.
And something I think we forgot, but that we need to figure out what we want to do is somehow to get our large field knocked down, since it's been several years since there's been an animal on there and it's way overgrown, and we don't want it to get past the point of
no return.
So I don't know how we're going to do that. We're going to have to think about that, whether we want to pay somebody to do it or try to rent the land out and see if somebody wants to put some cattle on it. We have to talk about that, but I think that needs to be done.
We might just get goats sooner than we thought.
That too.
You never know. But that's kind of our goal, is to kind of start with some of these smaller things like the chickens, ducks, and rabbits. I've raised chickens and rabbits before. I have a little experience with them. So I don't feel like those are too much. We're not going to get 300 chickens. It's just going to be enough for us, and then maybe a little extra to share as far as like eggs and stuff go. So I don't feel like that's gonna be like that big of a deal. I think most of this is doable. I think we'll be good.
So stay tuned. We'll have lots of this coming up in future vlogs, and we'll keep you posted on how we're doing.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Happy New Year.
We'll talk to you later.